Hey everybody, this is about the millionth take of my third update of my video on diffusion. Diffusion is one of the tools in ACT, so this is part of the series on why I love ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. There's so many pieces I want to cover that I'm finding myself getting tongue-tied. So I'm going to take it a wee bit slow and try to get it all in. So diffusion is a fancy word for unhooking from unpleasant thoughts and feelings. So when you think about two pieces of steel being fused together, this is what it's like when you are fused with an unpleasant or unhelpful thought. Now, these thoughts could be anything from a sad memory to a worry about the future or perhaps a rumination. So, in other words, you're replaying something over and over in your mind. Either it's just so unpleasant and horrific for you that you just can't stop repeating this over and over again. Perhaps it was something that felt horribly embarrassing or humiliating to you, or perhaps you feel like you acted inappropriately or in a harsh way and you just can't let it go. Maybe you yelled at your kids or you fought with your partner and you played a little dirty and you feel really crappy about that and you can't let it go. That's the part that we're worried about, is that you're not able to let it go. And so all this stuff out here, all this life, all this living, all these people in your lives, this job that you want to kill at, your family, the beauty you may be surrounded by, whether it be smiles on people's faces or natural beauty, maybe it's your dog or your cat, anything, life. You're missing out on life because you're really, really stuck on these thoughts. So diffusion refers to an enormous set of tools in ACT that help take that power or kapow out of these unhelpful thoughts. So I'm going to give you a few examples of diffusion. My hope is that you'll get a sense of what I mean. You can see for yourself the smorgasbord of a small variety of diffusion tools, and perhaps find one that fits you in a current situation that's not feeling particularly good, that can be helpful to you. So here goes. My first example, and this piece of diffusion works really well for me, is a very simple phrase: I'm having the thought. So perhaps you are doing some negative self-talk. I'm the queen of that. And so to take that kapow out of, I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, how could I have done this? You add the I'm having the thought that I'm an idiot. I'm having the thought, how could I have done this? There is some kind of magic in I'm having the thought. I don't know what it is. I think it's just this little pause between you and this thing that's not very good for you, eating you up, that creates some kind of emotional space that allows you to say, yeah, I'm having the thought that I'm an idiot. But does that mean I'm an idiot? No. And and it's not even that you're arguing with your thoughts. It's just giving you that little space, like, I'm having the thought that I'm an idiot. Next. And you move on. And that's really the brilliance of diffusion. So I'm having the thought. And if it's a really rough one, you can add a second phrase. I'm noticing that I'm having the thought that I'm a big fat jerk. There you go. I'm noticing that I'm having the thought. I don't fully understand why it's so powerful, but indeed it is, and at least for me and for other people, I must say. So that is my first example of diffusion. another example of diffusion is if a man or woman, for example, is really struggling with feeling that their partner doesn't truly love them. Now, their wise self knows differently, but nonetheless, they can't let this go. And anytime there's a littlest bit of stress, or their partner forgets to call them, or whatever the case may be, they go right to that headspace. He or she doesn't love me. And so another tool might be that they imagine a book, and it's called the She Doesn't Love Me story, or the He Doesn't Love Me story. And so when the next time something happens, like the partner doesn't call when she says she's going to, and you go to that space that says, she doesn't love me, your brain can then say, this is the She Doesn't Love Me story. And it recognizes that you have that thought, but it really does take the power away. So this is the whatever the case may be story. That's my second example of diffusion. And when these things happen, this is just your mind trying to protect you. Our minds are going all the time, and they are a worst case scenario machine. They are a figuring out machine. They are a thinking machine. That is their job, and they're rigged to try to help and protect us. But that makes them very, very negative. So your mind is trying to help you. In that case of the partner who thinks that she doesn't love him or her, that's just their mind trying to help them. And by couching things in that way, that my mind is trying to protect me, thanks mind, that is yet another form of diffusion. So thanking your mind and acknowledging that this is what your mind is doing is another way of diffusing from these unhelpful thoughts. And then finally is an example that uses some humor, and certainly not appropriate for folks who are suffering something so monumental as, for example, the loss of a partner or a child. But this is very effective for many other folks and their negative or unpleasant thoughts or unhelpful thoughts. And that is to sing, for example, happy birthday to that thought. So let's say that my negative thought is that I'm so ugly. I'm so ugly, yes I am, etc. I know I can't sing, but that is my final example of diffusion. Thank you so much for listening. I am Catherine Saxton-Thompson, and I hope this helps, and I hope you're getting to appreciate why I love ACT so much. Thank you.